This is Shane Wilson with Shane Wilson Real Estate, and thank you very much for watching my presentation today, the 7 secrets to look for when choosing a property manager. And please make no mistake about it, this is a critical decision that you're trying to make when you're choosing a property manager. If you choose the wrong property manager, if you choose the wrong company, it can become a disastrous dumpster fire that will just torment you day in and day out. You have to choose a good quality property manager. Whether or not it's me, if you choose to use a different manager and a different company, that's okay. But these 7 key principles and practices that separate the exceptional property managers from the average and typical, they apply across the board. I am not the only good property manager or property management company out there. There are other good ones out there, but they're going to embody a lot of these traits and qualities that we're going to talk about today. So some of what we'll cover today. What does a typical average property management company look like? So you need to know what the baseline is in order to know what an exceptional company is. So we're going to cover that. We're going to cover why your property management company must understand marketing. This is very important. Your company must understand how to market properties. Yes, right now the market is very hot, so it doesn't take much to fill a property with a good tenant, but market cycles happen. And when they do, the property management companies who understand marketing are the ones who will keep your property filled. The systems and procedures that separate great property management companies, we're going to talk about those from the average ones. Because really great companies have good systems and procedures in place to take care of your most valuable asset, your properties and portfolio. We're going to talk about how exceptional companies make use of technology. We're going to talk about how exceptional companies handle maintenance. Maintenance is really a key area where a lot of conflicts arise between owners and tenants, and even the property management company who is stuck in the middle. And we're going to talk about how exceptional companies understand their limits. They don't take on more business than they can handle and therefore reduce their quality of effectiveness. So those are the key items we're going to go into detail about today. Who is this presentation for? It's for anyone who is looking for a property manager or might be in the future. It's for landlords who are looking for a few insights. If you're a landlord, you might pick up a few valuable tips in this presentation today as well. And it's for anyone who's had a bad experience with a property management company before. And that can happen. You may have chosen the wrong company or the wrong person in the past, and you want to know what the good qualities are to look for at a property management company now. So we're going to cover that. Who is this class not for? It is not for unethical owners or landlords. In my practice, my personal practice, I do not want to deal with owners and landlords who want to take shortcuts and who are unethical. I had a landlord one time ask me to remove the doors to a rental unit as maintenance because they were not paying. Unfortunately, I will not do that. I'm going to follow state rules, state laws, and we're just very compliant. And then this masterclass is not for anybody who thinks that property management companies have no value. You're probably not going to get anything out of this if you've already made your mind up that a company such as mine is not going to help you and is just going to take your money. So don't worry if you've never hired a property management company before and you're unsure what to expect. We're going to cover all of that today. Don't worry if you're uncertain if you even need a property management company. And don't worry if you're uncertain, if you don't know if a property management company will benefit you. By the end of this presentation, you'll know whether or not you need a company and whether or not it will benefit you and is worth the expense. And then don't worry if you're afraid of turning over control to someone else. I completely understand this. I have a very controlling mindset myself. So I understand the difficulty in letting go and turning over your properties to someone else. Don't worry about that. I will cover what to look for if you decide to take that step. So we're going to cover all those concerns today. But also don't worry if you're just looking and have no interest in working with me or any other property manager right now. That's okay. You don't have to work with me. I just want you to understand what to look for when you do decide to work with a property management company. I do hope you decide to work with me. But again, my goal here is just to give you good, solid information. Don't worry if you're interested in managing the property yourself. Again, you can pick up a few key insights. And if you already have a property manager or company you're working with, that's okay too. If you're with a good company, you're going to recognize some of the things I go over today. So here's my promise to you. I'm going to arm you with no fluff content that's going to give you the knowledge that you need to determine what core qualities make up a great or exceptional property management company, which you can trust to manage your property. Quick disclaimer, I am a real estate broker. I am not an accountant, mortgage broker, or a lawyer. Nothing in this presentation is to be taken that way. I am not offering any financial advice, etc., etc. I'm a real estate broker. I know real estate. I have opinions on other topics. I do not offer advice in those areas. So who is Shane Wilson? I'm a property manager. I'm covering Northwest Georgia and Southeast Tennessee. My company is registered in both Tennessee and Georgia. I'm a broker licensed in both Georgia and Tennessee. And I really do take pride in helping property owners throughout our area and helping people like you. When you could turn the keys of your property over to someone like me, and I could generate you a passive income check every month, and you don't have to be worried about your property. That's my job, to keep an eye on your property so you can enjoy the passive income benefits. That's what I really enjoy doing. I graduated the University of Georgia with a degree in real estate. I've been a personal investor in real estate for many years. I even owned my first rental property back in 2003, so I've been in this game for quite a long time now. I've managed over 400 units at one point. The very first property management company I had a partnership with, we were up to 430 units when I left. It was quite a few units. And then in 2019, I actually started a second management company. Both of them are still in business, by the way. But in 2019, I got my broker's license and I started Shane Wilson Real Estate, LLC. It took a lot of time to come up with that name, if you can't tell. But I originally started just to do some property management. And since then, we've grown steadily in our unit count. I do not want to be the largest company in the area. I want to be the company that gives you the best service. So I'm actually a little particular about the units we take. And I'm particular about the owners I take. So it hasn't always been rosy, though. The Great Recession, some of y'all probably remember that. It destroyed me and my business. From 2009 to 2013, it was a rough patch of years there. I had to file bankruptcy. I lost 27 rental properties. I had to split off from my original property management company. I lost my personal house. I lost my relationship. It was a terrible point in life, but I refused to quit. I did not give up on real estate. I have stuck with it through the years. And today I've rebuilt stronger than before. I've learned from my mistakes and I've fought back to build a business with an extremely strong foundation that I'm 99.9% sure that if we had a similar Great Recession right now, I would be profiting and making money in that. I would not be filing for bankruptcy. So, key takeaways. Real estate's going to have ups and downs. It just is. It's a market cycle. If you invest in real estate, you're going to have highs and lows. There's going to be obstacles to overcome. And one of the key things you can have is an experienced property management company on your side. Think about it. These athletes. Michael Jordan did not learn basketball on his own. He had experienced coaches, up to 10 coaches at one point, helping him with his game. Imagine me as basically your real estate coach and partner. I'm here to help you, navigate you, and I want to be a key part of your real estate investing success. An exceptional property management company with the principles that we're going to talk about today, they allow you to turn the keys over and generate a truly passive income. And that is what you're after. If you're in real estate investment, you're after income, cash flowing, passive income. So let's start with secret number one. Knowing how to avoid bad property managers. And we're going to go to the 80-20 rule. You may know about this rule, that only 20% of property managers are going to be good. And then out of that 20%, only a smaller percentage are going to be exceptional. This is a pretty standard rule in any business. If you go to any real estate firm where there's agents involved selling residential real estate, again, same thing, only about 20% are going to be producers, only a smaller percentage are going to be the cream of the crop. So this rule applies in our business as well. And let's talk about how bad property managers work. The first thing they'll do is they'll eagerly get the management contract. They'll be contacting you, they'll be buttering you up and telling you how great things are going to be. And then once you get the paperwork signed, guess what? You never hear from them again. And a lot of times it's not that they are intentionally ignoring you. They just end up having no staff or they're over capacity. And then sometimes you're charged fees, repairs, and other items that were not communicated to you beforehand. Maybe the books don't make sense or they're unclear. So at this point, you're starting to get frustrated. You can't get a hold of anyone. The reports aren't making sense if you're even getting reports. You're having these mystery charges. The tenants are not being screened very well. So for some reason, you're having really high turnover. And then you're having maintenance costs and damages. And you're in the red because you have a company that is doing a disservice to you. They don't have set systems, procedures, or protocols in place, so rents become late and properties become neglected. Now again, most property managers are not setting out to do you wrong. They're not setting out to be bad. It's just they don't have the systems, they don't have the procedures, and they're overwhelmed. So what happens is everything we're talking about on this screen here. So have you experienced this before? And to make matters worse, some of these companies are not licensed or following license law correctly. You know, property management companies, real property management companies require a licensed principal broker in Georgia and Tennessee to be a part of these companies, and they have to follow the advertising rules and licensing disclosure rules involved in this business. The problem is, you know, there are ways around this. If there's some investment courses that would teach you could do a master lease and then you could do a sublease, and it's essentially the same thing. But my question is, why would you go with somebody who has to go through all that rigmarole when you could just go with a licensed principal broker, property management company that has a track record? That's what I would suggest to you. And then sometimes these property managers get undisclosed kickbacks and referral fees from vendors, which is upping your price. It's okay if it's disclosed, right? I have an ownership interest in my maintenance company, but I straight out disclose to you that I will generally collect 10% of the maintenance contract on that. That is a disclosure. I'm telling you up front. The ones who do not disclose, they're the ones really jacking the price up to a very bad level. So beware. Bigger is not better. Some of the larger property management companies are great at marketing. They're great at getting new business. They're great at picking up a whole bunch of units, but then they fail at customer service because they picked up more units than they can handle, and they fail at communicating with their clients. They end up with unhappy clients. So how do you avoid these bad property management companies? Well, here's a few hints. So were they late to the initial meeting to preview the properties? Were they there at 9? If it was a 10 o'clock appointment, were they there at 9:50, 9:55, 10 o'clock, or 10:30? And did they have some really lame excuse to why they were there at 10:30? That's a red flag. Do they only want to text or email you? I understand that that is a super easy way to communicate in today's world. But if I want to talk to you on the phone, then I hope that you answer my phone call, and I hope that when you call me, I answer your phone call, because sometimes you have to talk on the phone and communicate, or even go face to face and communicate. I'm really big on that. I do text and email quite a bit, and I would say the majority of my communication is going to be text or email because it's simpler, easier, and it's going to communicate to the point. But oftentimes, if I want to if I need to talk to you over the phone, I'll pick up the phone and call you. And same for you, pick up the phone and call me. I don't understand these companies who are afraid of the phone. And then how quickly do they respond to you? Do they respond quickly, or does it take them 2 days to get back to you? In today's world, why would it take more than 24 hours to get back to you? And then, was the property management agreement sent to you with little explanation or no detail? If they send you an agreement and they don't explain it to you, this is a red flag. So please make sure that there's some kind of explanation in the agreements that you're signing. For example, my company will send out a summary which will list all the main important points, and then we send out the management agreement which will detail out everything, and then we have a video that I personally narrate going through every paragraph in the property management agreement. I want you to understand what you're signing, and any good or exceptional property management company is going to feel the same. So some other common pitfalls when choosing a property manager. Choosing a friend or family member because you know them. I get it. We all know an agent. We all know somebody in real estate, but they're not always the best choice. You should choose experience over friendship, because you don't want to break your friendship. You don't want to have a family argument because something went wrong. I always recommend choosing a third party. And then choosing an inexperienced property manager. You want someone who's been through the fire. For example, earlier I talked about I've been through the recession. I had some lumps. I took some hits. That's the kind of manager you want. Somebody who knows what's going on, who's been through some ups and downs. If you're choosing somebody who's only been through the top of the market the past 3 or 4 years, it may work out for you, but there's possibilities it may not. It's great. Anyone in this market can be a great property manager. When the market goes south, that's when you want the experience. So choosing a property management company who does not value communication, again, that's just a real key component. Choosing a property manager who's overwhelmed. And one's pretty common, and it's just hard to figure this one out. If you go with a big company, you don't know if they're overwhelmed or not. So that's why you got to look for the red flags we talked about earlier. And then choosing a property manager with a team, but you never actually deal with that property manager or that broker. So for a property management company, the principal broker is ultimately responsible for everything, but sometimes you never even meet or talk to the principal broker. Some of these larger real estate firms, that's the case. They have someone delegated to handle all that. But does it make sense that you're trusting your most valuable assets to a company and you don't actually ever meet the principal broker? Secret number 2. Exceptional property managers will spend money to market your vacancies and find the right tenants. One of the key questions you must ask your property management company is, how will you market and screen tenants for my properties? Right now, the market is good for landlords. You can get high quality tenants in your properties. There's no reason not to have high quality tenants who are most likely going to stay the duration of their lease. Exceptional property management companies know that the property must be properly marketed and tenants must be carefully screened. You do not go with the first person who has the money and who is breathing. You go with the person who meets the criteria that is set in a non-biased, fair housing manner to pick the best quality applicant for your property. So where do exceptional companies spend marketing dollars? Facebook boosted ads are really great for us. Zillow rental marketplace is also good as well. A lot of property management companies are shying away from Zillow because they have started charging. It is $10 a week per property we list on Zillow, but we're willing to spend that money because we want exposure. Even in this marketplace, we want exposure so we can get as many applications as possible so we can pick the best application out of the bunch. And then, of course, we do signs. And another huge key to our marketing formula is photography and 3D virtual tours. Now, I know in this marketplace, you could probably take a camera phone photo and fill a property, but I believe in marketing and I believe in making our properties look fantastic online so we get the best quality applicants. So I invest in photography and I invest in 3D tours, particularly for people who are out of town, who are moving in town. The 3D tours are essential. So exceptional property managers know that showcasing your property online is everything in today's world. Very few phone calls are coming from the newspaper these days. Everything's online. So here's an example of our professional photos. If you look at this house, these are two separate houses. The photos are just great and they're inviting. And if I was a tenant, I would want to come look at this property. A lot of the photos you see for rental property are not this good. We also do the 3D tours, like I said, and this is just a short screenshot of one we did. But qualifying the tenant, that's where we put some work in, right? Putting the correct tenant into the property is a key that separates the good ones from the bad ones when it comes to property management. I can never be 100% certain of who I put in your property, but I can have screening systems in place to try to make the best decision possible. And that's what you want to look for in a property manager, is someone who's going to screen and go with the best person, not the first person. So as I said earlier, the bad screening example is, are they breathing and do they have the money? Yes, let's put them in the property. That's what your average or bad company is going to do. What we do is we have a standardized system to ensure no discrimination, and we follow fair housing laws. I am very, very big on that. I want no discrimination, and I want to follow fair housing laws, and you should too. We go with the best qualified application, not first come, first serve. We verify income. We have minimum income requirements. You know, we verify rental history, and we're picky. If someone has a rental history and it's their mom or their dad, we're probably going to ask for the mom or the dad to be the co-signer. We want them on the hook as well. We strongly prefer rental history that is not family related, but sometimes you can't get away with that. Everybody has to start somewhere. So we require co-signers in that case. We do credit score and background standards that must be met per property. We do job verification by calling the employer, and we verify if the prospect has any eviction history. These are just some of the steps we take. Exceptional property management companies care deeply about communication. And this is secret number 3. Communicating with owners. Bad or average companies, they just fail. They get busy. They don't return phone calls. They ghost their clients. And a lot of times, like I said, it's not that they're intentionally trying to be bad. It's just they don't have the process in place to handle it. So really great companies will over communicate. And if it's bad news, guess what? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to call you and I'm going to give it to you straight. We have some bad news. This is what's going on. This is what we need to address. Okay. So per Georgia law, exceptional companies are also required to send out monthly reports, and not just exceptional. Every company is actually required to send you out a monthly accounting report, but we try to make sure that, you know, we send it out every month. If you have any questions, you can call us. And then we're quick to respond. My goal is targeted to respond within 3 hours if you contact me during business hours. If you don't contact me during business hours or business days, it may take a little bit longer. But during the day, during my business hours, my responsibility is to you. I want to contact you back within 3 hours, whether it's calling you back, emailing you back, or texting you back. So communicating with clients, you know, the bad or average companies, they're just going to be a little slow to respond, or they can ignore concerns. This can lead to upset tenants, which leads to damages, withheld rents. It's just a mess. You know, but the really great companies realize that tenants also deserve communication. And we try to provide that as well. Tenants just want to be treated fairly. They want a nice place to live, and they want any maintenance concerns. They're legitimate. We're not going to repair every single thing that's cosmetic, but legitimate maintenance concerns, we want those taken care of, and we want our tenants happy, because happy tenants are going to pay. And if they're going to pay, we can send you a check, which makes happy owners. So secret number 4 is exceptional property management companies have exceptional systems and staff. It's hard to do this business alone. Systems, procedures, and rules are a must. If you're an exceptional property manager, you have to have them. So ask your property management company, what systems and procedures do they have in their business? And if they give you a blank stare, that's a red flag. Every company is different. How I run my property management company is not going to be exactly the same as other property management companies. There is no one right process or system. But again, if they give you a blank stare and they can't answer, then that's a red flag. Exceptional companies have systems and processes in place that make managing your property easier, and it seems seamless. Now, the truth is there's always something going on in every business. There's always fires that I'm having to put out, but we try to make it seem as if we have little effort going into this, even though we actually have a lot of effort going into it. And then we have a great team and staff in place. Your great companies are going to have that as well. And exceptional companies have policies and dates set for everything. So we don't make deals. If someone's behind, we want to treat everyone equally. So there's particular dates that notices go out. There's particular dates that eviction procedures start. There's particular dates we have inspections. We have owner payments typically twice a week. In all aspects of our business, we try to follow a procedure, a system, and we try to make sure everything is done in a timely manner. And this is just a short, we have our system put into a property management software, just a short step 1, 2, 3, step 1, 2, 3, et cetera, et cetera. Secret number 5, exceptional property managers or companies have modernized payment methods and maintain rock solid detailed bookkeeping. So what do I mean by modernized payment methods? Well, average companies still take cash and handwrite receipts. To be honest, this is a safety issue. If someone knows you're taking in $10,000 worth of cash, you're putting yourself at risk to have some kind of petty crime take place. And not only that, you could have staff member just disappear with the money. So there's a lot that can happen when you're manually taking payments like that. Average bad companies are still maintaining bookkeeping on spreadsheets or a handwritten ledger. They depend on tenants to mail in rents. This is a huge one. We stopped that. Once we went completely online, our number of lates has dropped. And then, average or bad companies, they have no online methods or access for a tenant to pay rent. And, it's difficult. So really great companies have two qualities. They have a payment system that you could do through bank drafts, credit cards, and there's even a program that we utilize called retail by cash. So if our tenants want to pay by cash, they could go to the local CVS and it automatically credits our system. We don't deal with cash ourselves, but we can take cash. That's a really great thing about this. It's a bulletproof system because it's not disputable. A tenant can't say they gave me $100 and they really only gave me $80 in cash and it's just my word against their word. No, if you go to CVS, they're giving you an exact receipt. I know how much cash you gave them, and that is going to pop into our system. If you're paying online through an e-check, there's no disputing that. So we have a fully functioning online platform, and any great company is going to have that as well. And both tenants and owners can see balances and reports 24/7. And really great companies are just going to direct deposit owners now. There's no need to mail a check anymore. With the payment systems in place, owners can have direct deposit, goes right into their account, the money is there. The owners are sent funds on specified dates after rents are cleared, and the owners can view financials at any time. Full transparency, that's what it's about. And owners are sent monthly reports as required by Georgia law. Golden nugget. If I can give you, if you do not want to use a property management company, that's fine. But let me give you at least one golden nugget. Please never door knock to collect rents. This is a huge safety issue. I have heard stories of landlords going to collect rent and the tenants pull a gun on them. It's just not worth it. If you manage properties yourself, look at some of the online payment options available. Cozy is a good one, and I've got the website on here, home.cozy.co. Please just don't collect rent in person like that. You really are putting yourself at risk. Exceptional property management companies have transparent maintenance processes. If I had to pick one thing that can cause some tension between owners, property managers, and tenants, maintenance. So average or bad companies, they're slow to respond to a tenant's maintenance request. And then they fail to notify you that there is a repair or something that's going to happen. So you may just look up and see, oh, I've got this charge. What's this repair for? I've never been notified. Bad companies have no limits, so they just charge you whatever they want to. And they sometimes make unnecessary repairs, or they have to go back and fix the repairs that they made 2 or 3 times. They don't have a set hourly rate for small repairs. They do poor quality work because they don't have good contractors, or they get undisclosed kickbacks. And sadly, all this is pretty common. A lot of average or bad companies, this is a real deal when it comes to maintenance. Here's how really good companies handle maintenance. They respond. When a tenant contacts us, we want to respond within 24 hours that a contractor has contacted them to set up a repair. Not necessarily that the contractor is going to be out there within 24 hours, but just that they've reached out, made contact, acknowledged that they have a problem, and schedule a date to come out there. The property management company is then going to send the owner an update and say, hey, we have this repair, just letting you know. We'll let you know how much it is, and do you authorize this? Really great companies have a set limit that they're authorized for. After that, they'll get quotes, or they'll have to ask the owner for approval. And then they make necessary repairs. So, repairs that affect a standard of living should be done. Repairs that are minor don't have to be done. And it's a balance, right? You want the tenant to feel like they're being taken care of, but you don't want the tenant to take advantage of you as well. So we follow state laws, but we do make repairs. And then really good companies have a set hourly rate that hits a limit, and after the limit there's a quote. So you kind of know what your cost is going to be. You shouldn't have that big of a surprise. Really great companies also have proven and reliable contractors who will make the quality repairs. This is so important, to have really good quality contractors you can depend on. And if there's any markups, they're disclosed. You, the owner, will know that there's a markup, that the property management company is taking a certain percentage. Disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. Secret number 7. So we're on our last secret here. Exceptional property management companies understand their capacity limits and their niche. So average or bad companies, they just take on any and all business. Even if they're at maximum capacity, they'll just keep taking on more and more business because, hey, more business is great, right? Well, the problem is you grow quicker than the staff you have to handle the business. And if you don't have good systems in place, this just adds to chaos. And then you have both dissatisfied owners and tenants. It really does dissolve into a huge, giant mess. So really great companies, they'll turn down business if it's going to result in an overload of their systems. And they also know when they need to add more staff to handle growth. And the other key thing is that really great companies know what property class they're good at. For example, there's certain properties that I will not take. I tend to stick to A, B, and C properties. I do not generally take D class properties. So knowing what properties you're good at as a property manager helps you to be better than the rest and to provide better customer service for your clients. Bonus secret time. All right. If you're still with me, wake up. Let's go into secret number 8. Exceptional managers bring more value than the management fees earned. And that's really the bottom line. If the property management company is earning a fee each month, you should feel satisfied that your property is being watched over and taken care of, and you should feel satisfied paying that fee. So should you use a property management company? I'm going to be biased here. Yes. Let's go over some reasons why you should. Marketing and qualifying tenants. Marketing can get expensive. We already talked about how Zillow will charge. Facebook ads cost money. The phone calls are relentless. you're going to have phone calls and more phone calls. And then you got to qualify the tenants. Then you got to fact check the applications. Then you got to do the showings. And then do you have all the paperwork? Do you have all the state compliant paperwork? Do you have the applications? Do you have the checklist? Do you have the addendums? Do you know all of your state landlord tenant laws? Because you really should if you're handling this yourself. Reason number 2 is property management companies give you true passive income. Do you really want to spend hours in your business? Or would you rather collect a direct deposit each month knowing that your property is in trusted hands? A good property management company allows you the freedom that real estate is meant to give you. Real estate's not meant to tie you up. Real estate's meant to give you freedom. And then reason number 3 is turnkey systems. If you're managing properties yourself, here's everything you got to handle. You got to market qualified tenants, comply with security deposit laws. You got to handle tenant payments. You got to handle evictions. You got to handle going to court occasionally. You got to have rock solid bookkeeping. You got to comply with, all kinds of regulations. You got to have quality contractors that you can go get. You got to have procedures in place for maintenance. And this can be stressful. All of this can be stressful, and it hits you all at one time. It's never just a steady hum. It's either nothing's going on or everything's going on at one time. And you don't want your real estate process to become stressful. As you follow me through this presentation, I hope you're starting to see that property management can take away untold burdens, stress, and hardship if you choose the right company. And those are the bare minimums you should expect. Personally, I'm going to humble brag here. My company blows this out of the water, but I'll get to that in a second. Being a landlord is not easy. Rental properties ultimately give you financial freedom, but is it really freedom if you have to constantly worry about your properties and handle all the management yourself? I would argue that it's not. So the question is, are you comfortable being a landlord? And if you are, that's okay. That's great. But some of you are not. Some of you watching this probably do not have all the necessary contact systems, and the most costly thing, time. And then, are you local? If you're not local, it's extremely hard to manage property. And do you have the experience to maximize the cash going into your pocket? What I've really found is a lot of landlords who manage property themselves have the properties grossly underpriced. So a lack of knowledge or experience, it can lead to devastating results and expense when you're managing your own property. Your rental property is a large investment, and problem tenants, evictions, damages, late night phone calls, turnover, this can just plague you and drive you nuts. There's a lot of landlords who just burned out and gave up on real estate because they had to deal with all this. And I don't want you to become one of those people. So are you starting to see how a property manager like myself can help you with all these problems? To support you in your investment goals, to be there to help you and guide you when needed. That experience is critical. And that leads to the most important step, which we've been spending all our time on this presentation, and that's choosing your property management company. We covered what to look for in exceptional managers in this presentation. And exceptional just isn't good enough for me. So going forward, that was the meat of the presentation. Going forward, if it's fair enough, I'm going to talk a little bit about my company and how we can help you. I decided to create a new model, and I wanted to make a company with 2 core values to give you the best quality experience, when we manage your property. And it's these 2 core values that allow us to help you during a roller coaster ride of real estate. But before I tell you how our new model works, I do want to cover who our property management company is for and who it is not for. So our services are not for people who do not take the process seriously. We want to work with landlords who are serious about real estate and they are committed. And the other key thing is we're not the right fit for owners who are neglectful or unethical. Tenants deserve fair treatment. We take pride in managing quality properties and being responsive to tenants when they need repairs or maintenance. We will not refuse required repairs to tenants. We will not abuse, bully, or threaten our tenants. Tenants are a part of our business and they deserve our respect as well. And we want owners who are committed to taking care of their properties. Now, we're not going to overcharge you in maintenance. We're not going to do unrequired maintenance, but we're not going to be taking on properties that are neglectful. If a property needs a toilet replaced, we want an owner who's willing to replace that toilet. So who's our services not for? We're not the right fit for large apartment complexes. Now, if it's 25 plus units, that's probably just getting a little too large for us. We're not the right fit for short-term rentals. Our target market with my company is really the mom and pop landlords. We do very well helping, landlords like that who have 25 units or less. Now, we do focus on single family, duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, and up. If you have a portfolio that has a mixture of those properties that's over 25 units, then yes, we can help you. But a single large apartment complex over 25 units, you're probably going to be better off with someone else. And we do specialize in A, B, and some C-class units. We're not the right fit for owners who have unreasonable expectation of how owning rental property works. The truth is, tenants are people, and tenants will pay late. Sometimes tenants will be messy, and sometimes we will have issues to take care of. This is what my company is for, is to take that stress off of you, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be issues. I have had some owners in the past who had no experience with rental property, became very upset when the tenants were not taking care of the property as well as they would. The truth is, tenants will never take care of your property as well as you would. Now, we screen and get really good tenants. We have some fantastic tenants that do take care of their properties. But there's just that difference between owning and living in your own home and renting. And if you're an owner and you're attached to your home, the tenant may not live up to your expectations no matter how good they are. So there are just owning real property, you have to be a little more detached. So what do we expect from you? You have to be responsive to us. The same expectation you have of me to be responsive to you during business hours, you have to be responsive to me as well. If we have an issue that I need your input on, I need to be able to reach you. Now, we're not going to be bugging you every day. Generally speaking, we're not going to contact you unless there is an issue, but I've got to be able to contact you when I need to. And then some owners are very hands-on and prefer to handle repairs themselves. That's okay. We can handle that. But if you do, we require repairs to be made in a timely manner. We don't want our tenants to be sitting there without water for a week because you did not make a repair. So we do have a clause in place that if you do not schedule a repair within 24 hours and the repair is not taken care of within 7 days, that we'll go in and make the repair for you. You must be willing to follow our systems and processes. We have company timelines and policies to keep our collection and eviction processes running smoothly. We can adjust these somewhat to fit your needs, but overall, if you allow us to follow our timelines and our deadlines, we keep a very uniform collection rate, notice date, eviction filing date. Our company is running very efficiently and can help you maximize your profits. So this is the Shane Wilson Real Estate VIP program. And I want to bring a VIP experience to property management. I feel like property managers, they don't focus on this. They don't focus on bringing you VIP service. And we want to manage your property with consistent cash flow while reducing your costs and maximizing your profits. Let me go over our VIP program in just 3 simple steps. First, I'll send you a property management proposal that details all our fees and information about our processes. It's during this time you can ask me any and all property management questions. And if you decide to move forward after that, we'll send a formal management agreement for you to sign, which will also ask for standard information on your properties. Now, during the setup phase, we'll gather a list of your properties with all the important data we'll need, such as bedrooms, bathrooms, utility information, septic location, any special stipulations, considerations. And we'll put all these properties into our online portal and give you information and access to that portal. We'll contact any tenants in place. We'll let them know that we'll be the new management company. We'll give them detailed information on how they make their payments. And then for any properties without tenants, we'll begin our marketing and tenant screening process as soon as possible. For any properties that need repairs, we'll coordinate with you and get authorization. The setup is a really big, bulky phase. We work very, very hard to get everything set up as quickly as possible. Once everything is set up, we go to step 2, which is system activation. Now, it's during this step that we make sure the tenants already in place understand our systems, that they've all been able to log into our portal, that they understand we expect timeliness on everything and how our company operates. Properties that are being marketed, we make sure they've gotten photographed, that the 3D tour is in place, and that we're actively showing and screening tenants. And then when applications come in, we're going to screen them. We're going to use our unique system to find the best qualified tenant. And when the rents come in, we will direct deposit those funds into your account. You'll get monthly reports near the start of each month, and you'll have 24/7 access to all reports via our online portal. We'll update you, we'll keep you communicated, and we'll keep the system going. We'll manage any bills you may have that you want us to pay for you. We can pay those as long as there's a positive balance in the account. We'll manage any routine vendor services such as landscaping you may have for your units. We are your one-stop shop. And in step 3, we go into enforcement and maintenance. So this is the final step where we're enforcing and watching over carefully your properties. Any tenants who become past due are notified, contacted, and encouraged to make payment as soon as possible. As I said earlier, we do not make deals with tenants. We do not let our tenants fall more than 1 month behind. We feel everyone should follow the same rules. I don't understand how other companies can make deals with particular tenants but then enforce rules on other tenants. That doesn't make sense. That's not how it should be. There should be standard rules that everyone has to abide by. And then notices and evictions are filed at predetermined dates. Any maintenance requests from tenants, we will handle on a timely basis and we'll always get notification to you. For any large projects, we'll be in touch, we'll get you details, we'll work to attain quotes. We highly recommend inspections. We'll do inspections for you from every quarter to every 6 months. We'll test smoke detectors, we'll change the air filters, and we'll check in on the property condition. And then we'll make any regular bill or vendor payments that you request us to make as well during this phase. So what makes our service VIP? Well, timely communication is our most important value. I'm the principal broker of the company. I am your primary contact, and I make the commitment to you that I'm going to respond to you in a timely manner. You know, delivering consistent results is our second value promise. Month in and month out, we're going to give you consistency so that you can trust us. Trust is built by us delivering our promises, and over communication helps to make our company VIP. Our service is about you, and we want you to feel like that you're working with us, that you're a partner with us. We're attentive to you, your property, and reaching your goals. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you, to take my experience, my knowledge, and to help you with your real estate investing. So, golden nugget time, and I covered this before, but sometimes you never even work directly or meet the broker of the firm that's the property of the managing company. That's a little bit odd. I really feel like if I'm the broker of the firm, I want my hands involved. So as I said earlier, I am very controlling. I want to be involved in my business. I want to know what's going on. So I am the principal broker. I am the owner of the firm, and I will always be your main point of contact. That's just part of our VIP promise. So this is the complete package. You know, this is all the steps, direction, marketing, systems, and years of experience in one place for you. And all this works to make this the smoothest possible experience for you, to maximize your profit, and to give you the real world freedom that you deserve from your real estate investment. And don't just believe me, I've got testimonials, we've got reviews. But the big question is, you know, what does all this special treatment cost? When I started, I really thought 12 to 15% would be a fair management fee for such a program. But that's not what VIP is about to me. It's not about trying to extract every last dollar from you. It's about giving the most value to you. And the fact is, every owner is in a different situation. I want to be able to help as many people as possible. And because of that, I can't give you a one-size-fits-all pricing in this presentation. I will give you the bottom line though that our services are competitively priced. And frankly, considering no other company is going to make the promises I haven't seen it yet in our marketplace. You're going to be hard pressed to find a better value. But space is limited. I am a small firm on purpose. I never want to manage 400 units again. I like managing particular units, and we have a cap on the number of units we take because I want to still deliver superior service that I believe in. So we do have a cap. We do have a limit on what we can take as far as new units. And the next step is now yours. So below is a video, below this video, is a form to request my property management proposal package. If you fill it out, give me some information about your properties and I'll send you a package detailing our fees and services that's fitting for what you have. There's no obligation. After we review the proposal, if it's a good fit, then we can move past step one. But what if you still have questions? Well, you can also call me directly. My personal cell phone is 706-537-0234, or you can email me at shane@pickshane.com, and I will respond to you. Most important, we help you with the management of your properties and financial freedom. And because of this responsibility, I've got to ask you just one simple question is, do you believe you deserve the best? And if the answer is yes, then you need to take the next step. And that's fill out the form below or give me a call directly. And I really am sincere in that I believe our company is one of the best. We're not the only company. There's other great companies out there, but we are one of the best and we want to help you. And this is my final call to action, and I promise we'll cut the presentation off after this point, but I'm here for you. If you have property management and you want a VIP company, call me today. Call me directly. My cell phone, 706-537-0234, or fill out the form right now. Like while you're on this screen right now, fill out the form below, get my proposal package, and let's get started on helping you with our property management company. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I really hope you've got something out of it. Whether or not you decide to move forward with this, I think you have the knowledge now that you know what to look for when choosing a property management company. So this is Shane Wilson with Shane Wilson Real Estate. I really appreciate your time. Again, give me a call or fill the form out below, and we will help you in your real estate investment career. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing or speaking to you soon.